Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. You're taking a look here at the graph, seeing what's going on. I got a lot of requests for this one here recently. We're going to find out if it's going to continue higher or if it's going to just, kind of drop here. It does look like it was pushing it down a little bit lower here when Bitcoin cracked itself at 31,000. It's interesting to see what's going to happen here. So we're going to dive into the charts. And obviously, if you're new to the channel, thanks again so much for joining me here. I've been trading for a very long time, almost 20 years. We could round up close to it, right? And I've learned a thing or two over the years, so I just want to make sure to impart you with some good knowledge, and hopefully you can walk away feeling better. If you want to become a better trader, of course, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below. And obviously, if you want to have a better exchange, I'd recommend using BingX. Fantastic exchange here. You get a $50 bonus for depositing 50 bucks, and then you get $3,000 in volume. $100 bonus. So it's really easy money there in that sense, but more importantly, you're impacted by KYC with Bing, was it Bybit, BitGet, as well as KuCoin. It's a good little transition for you. No KYC or VPN required. Awesome, awesome stuff there for our members. So in that sense, what we're going to look at here is the potential for the graph, right? Is it great? Is it not great? Is this a good thing? We're kind of coming up to a resistance level right now. So just to acknowledge, a closure above 1330 would be ideal. And we'll talk about that here more in a moment. So what I want to discuss with you, of course, is a few things. First of all, we got a MACD convergence. Still strong, right? Nothing disadvantageous there. We can see the RSI is getting closer here to its higher point. So if we turn off the others, you can see money's flowing in, but RSI is coming close to 70. Okay, so seeing a resistance there. Usually when I see a resistance at 70 on the RSI and then also a previous resistance level, it leads me to believe we're probably going to see something along the lines of a cup and handle pattern where the price will maybe pull back to these lower Fibonacci levels. Or obviously if we get a closure above 1330 today, it might be a different story. Okay, so wait for a closure, of course, but currently it looks like it's printing in a very premature cup and handle potential pattern there. So be sure to kind of be mindful of that. If we take a look at some moving averages, though, we can kind of see that we're above all three. That's fantastic. So if we see a pullback somewhere in the range of about 12, roughly, or 0.12 effectively, would be the lowest point which we should see. Nice little bounce there as potential. And then, of course, we can kind of look at a few other factors as well in the 4-hour and see we're good to go on the moving averages. So still very bullish, right? Betting against this coin right now may not be the best call, but on the same accord, it does look like it's overextended and should see some type of pullback. Probably closer to this lower Fibonacci level here at about 0.786 at the 13 mark, or 0.13. Okay, so my speculation is 0.13 even should be the first retracement level there. We can see on different areas here, 2.382 might also be another one there at 0.122, but there's a lot of different scenarios here that could play out. Okay, so what we want to look at is a few things on the 4-hour. We want to look at the RSI, still up over 70, but coming back down, right? So it's really overextended at 80. So the probability of this price continuing much higher from here is lower based on that statistic there. We can also see the MACD is converging, but it's starting to kind of lose its momentum there. So while there could be a little swing upwards here, it's probably more likely to come down here in the immediate future. So we take a look at TD sequential here. We're at a 9 on TDS, and we're basically at the end of this little run. Okay, we've been running for 72 hours straight to the upside, and it would make sense for the price to start to dissipate, especially with Bitcoin kind of hitting that plateau at 31,000. Okay, so again, Bitcoin is struggling and pushing to break 31K. Unless we can start surging on Bitcoin, we're probably going to see a pullback here from this coin. Again, not saying you should short, but it may be a good consideration. Okay, so just something to consider there. Now, take a look at the 1-hour to kind of wrap things up here. We can kind of see on TD sequential, we're all over the place here. We came up to a 7, got a little healthy reset there, up to another 9, and then a secondary overextension here. So in truth, this coin is definitely overextended. We can see these larger candle wicks here up like this as well, telling us it's having difficulty getting any higher, and that a pullback would make a lot more sense. Okay. Furthermore, too, on the Ichimoku cloud, we're going to see all green lights here, but within the next 12 hours, if the price continues to stay where it's at, we'll probably see the price pull back based on the simple fact that the lagging span, while it's free and clear, once it intersects, it tells us that that momentum has shifted from bullish to tentative bearish. And I want to emphasize tentative because by no means is this coin just going to drop like a rock. It would make sense for it to drop to lower Fibonacci retracement levels and then to bounce. But when it comes to just say the 1-hour time frame, it would make a lot more sense to see a bounce either here, 0.786, or somewhere down here, maybe 0.618, where the price action is effectively going to recover and stay above the cloud. Okay, so again, pullback makes more sense in the immediate future, but I would recommend waiting for confirmation before you take that trade. Because it's hard to say if this is going to continue, but it wouldn't make sense for it to continue unless Bitcoin really starts hammering. Okay. So again, these overextensions, it's good to kind of play into them, but we do want to wait for the price to kind of start losing its momentum. Okay, now take a look at the 15-minute. We can kind of see here as well that we got a pretty significant variance here with the RSI. We're still under 50 on the RSI. Take a look at Bollinger Bands. We're starting to squeeze there, so it makes sense for the price to pull back to stay basically below that middle level. Okay, so Bollinger Band has like this average price in the middle, essentially an average true range, if you will. And as long as we stay underneath that, we're more likely to see the price action continue lower with it and to reject off that level. So this is giving most signs it wants to pull back, but it's still also very strong and a little early here, where there's a good consideration for a little bit more movement, but I wouldn't consider a long or a short until we get a little bit more confirmation. Okay, so I think we're right at the point there where the price action should pull back here soon. But if we can't close over 1330 today, I think there's a decent chance that we're going to see further downside. That would make a lot more sense. So again, I send this all out on my Twitter as far as potential playout charts. Same thing with our Telegram as well. So link down below if you're curious about those. I also have a BingX copy trading account if you want to consider copying this over here. I got some pretty decent history so far, so good. We just closed out our Bitcoin long at about 30,700. So it's a nice little trading profit there for my members. Be sure to check that out in your own time, of course, if you want. Otherwise, I just recommend using BingX. They're a fantastic exchange and really, really good benefits here. This is only available until July 31st, so keep that in mind. All right, I hope that you find benefit here, of course. If you did, comment below, like, subscribe, follow, the whole 9 yards. Help us grow our Twitter community, and obviously have a great rest of your day. Happy holidays to you as well if you decide you want to have a good time tomorrow here in the States. If not, that's cool too. Thanks again so much. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.